When Mr. Trump signed the executive order, yeah, it became more partisan, but I go back to the fact, nonprofit, everything's free. What's so bad about that?
But Denker is the president of the Penske Corporation and the chairman of the nonprofit behind the DC race. Oh, I don't know. I think I have a lot of neighbors who are skeptical by profession, and if not by profession, in practice. And I think they want to look for the other motive here, right? Is this Penske's way of getting time with the president for some other priority you have?
Yeah, you know, we've been with the president for years. We were with previous administrations for years. We got a big business. We got a $46 billion enterprise, right? We're a transportation company. So, you know, from the folks that we have to deal with on Capitol Hill to get the things that are important to us legislative-wise, it's all important, but that's certainly not what we're here for. It's really not what we're here for.
Yeah.
And you go back to the point of costs. The big question people have, of course, when they watch this is, am I footing the bill?
Yeah.
They're not.
This has to be an expensive project for you.
Very.
Compare it to another race.
Well, we're in Detroit, and Detroit's a $22 million budget.
Yep.
Right? This far exceeds that.
We're 2x, 3x?
I won't get into numbers. Far exceeds this.
And who's paying the bill?
We are.
When you say that, how much of the bill are you paying?
Well, Penske Corporation's paying, Penske itself is paying the vast majority of this bill. And I say vast, the only part we're not paying is we're raising some revenue by having sponsors with the suites I'm building on 3rd Street and 7th Street.
Yep.
So I'll raise some good revenue from those pieces, but certainly not enough to pay for the entire thing.
This isn't a break-even operation.
No, this is not a break-even operation, and we didn't intend it to be.
Your relationship with Freedom 250 is what?
Received nothing, and we're never offered anything from the Freedom 250 committee, ever.
You didn't ask, they didn't offer?
No.
Okay.
No, we didn't ask.
Got
I mean, here's the thing. We take federal money, it becomes a big story.
President Trump welcomed some of the biggest names in motorsports to the White House this afternoon to promote the IndyCar Freedom 250 Grand Prix in Washington.
While no attendance is guaranteed, I think as expected that the President, the Vice President, Speaker of the House, and maybe other cabinet members and leaders will be here. You don't have the highest security clearance, but man, you've got the highest security threat. How are you dealing with that?
I think we have to prepare for those things, as you know. You can't assume they're not going to be here. You have to assume they are. There's no, as you said, no guarantee. So every one of our plans with Secret Service and MPD and Capitol Police, everybody around is built up around that plan. Mm-hmm. You will be in the most secure environment in our country the weekend of our race. I can guarantee it.
Every DC police officer within reason will be working that weekend. A lot of our firefighters, a lot of our public works folks. Are you pitching in for some of that as well?
No, that's the one piece of it. The funding for the security, like it was for the UFC,
yes,
is being funded by federal and city funds.
Okay. The money comes from a fund Congress sets aside to give DC millions to provide police and fire for big events. This year, that fund has $90 million in it, but DC can't tell us how much is left after a very busy year, including that UFC fight and the July 4th celebrations. In DC, we like to think we're different, but I think this race really is.
No doubt.
Why?
Well, first of all, it's never happened before.
Yeah.
It's never happened before, and if you were to ask anybody on Capitol Hill to my left or downtown with the mayor or the White House, could this ever happen? I mean, the easy answer is no.
This race, it's going to happen. I mean, take a look around. But his original idea was to hold this race on a lap around the U.S. Capitol. He had dozens of meetings up on the Hill, he told us, and after those, he finally realized what it meant to be stuck in Washington gridlock.
On January 21st, I had 51 people to call to say we're unplugging this, from Senator Thune to Senator Schumer, Leader Jeffries, the Speaker, President's office. They were the people I was calling on January 22nd to say we're done because we're not getting the votes.
We tried.
And Secretary Duffy called me immediately and said, don't do that yet.
Yeah.
We have another idea for you. I said, okay, I'm going to give you 24 hours because I don't have much time here between January 22nd and August 22nd. And he came back to me and said, if you can design a racetrack off Capitol Hill, there's a likelihood we could give you an executive order.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure.
The snow is coming and it starts tonight.
I came back the very next morning on a Saturday morning. You were having a blizzard that night. And started measuring the roads. Normally this would take me weeks to design a track. In 2 hours, I designed the new track.
Wow. How many of these things have you gone from, hey, this is a great idea, to green flag in 7.5 months?
That's a short window, definitely a short window. I've never done it that fast.
Martin Thake is an experienced IndyCar track designer. He's done dozens of them over the years, all over the country, including the one just up the road in Baltimore in 2011. But he worked on that track for 3 years. So we wanted to ask him, how unusual is it for a race of this size to come together this fast?
I moved there early October 2010 to finish out that year of final planning and construction. So it's pretty intense.
Why does it take that long?
You're basically building a small city within a big city.
The person who's in charge of this race said he has talked not only to the president himself, but has cabinet secretaries on speed dial in his phone.
Exactly.
How big a deal is that?
It's good business sense. It's a big deal.
A lot of people in this city can say no.
Yeah.
Many of them can't say yes.
Crews are busy turning district streets into an IndyCar racetrack.
The permitting process here is really laborious. 1,350 page of permits. Not all city, there's NPS in that as well.
We're at the corner of Pennsylvania and 4th. What will you do between now and race day to change this road?
Yeah, the roads are pretty much, by the way, your streets, people scoff at me, are in pretty good shape.
The streets
There
you
you
drive
go.
on, yeah.
There you
The streets
go.
Indy drivers will drive on are, maybe
Very
not
good
all
shape.
of them.
And they were that way before we came here.
Got it.
We have to weld down over 200 manhole covers, weld them down. Because our cars create so much suction because of the downforce they create, those big wings.
Yes.
It'll pull every one of them out of the ground.
Your car's going to hurt our roads?
No, our cars, think about this, our cars weigh 1,800 pounds. What's a bus weigh? These cars that are behind me weigh 3,500 pounds. We've had racing in the streets for 50 years in Long Beach, California. Never had to repair a road, ever.
So will the roads look better when you leave, or worse, or we won't really notice?
You won't really notice.
For some preservationists, including a group called the Living New Deal, the concerns are more than just financial. Think about it. There are some priceless art treasures just feet from where these cars will race. And those preservationists are worried the vibrations from the cars could damage those treasures.
We can show you the math and the science behind the fact that this is less impact on your art than the buses and trucks that drive past every day. Nothing fell down. No, nothing fell down. No art was damaged.
But what is the obligation of a race organizer to do when this race is over with the part of the city that they've essentially taken over for some time?
My philosophy of looking at that question has always been get it back to the people in the city as fast as you can and make it a little bit better when you arrived.
District officials do confirm that race organizers are responsible for fixing any damage that happens to our roads during the race, but they wouldn't give us the written agreement that says so. They are also betting on millions coming to the city from this race and economic benefits.
And the fact is we're going to bring in between $100 and $200 million of revenue to this city, economic benefit to this city, and usually a time of the year when it's quiet. Restaurants are going to be filled. The hotels are already filled. So the city's going to benefit economically out of it too. The mayor needs that right now. She's got a lot less revenue than she had, a lot less fewer employees working here for on a tax base because of Doge, right? So the city's going to benefit as a result of that.
I'm excited that IndyCar fans are going to get to see our capital city.
For the 150,000 people who will be down there every day, this is going to be a great weekend. But there are hundreds of thousands of folks who live in DC who won't go anywhere near this and may not even watch on television. What's in it for them?
As a promoter in Australia once told me, I'm spending all this money to generate a 2-hour live television commercial for my city. That's basically what it is. Worldwide. IndyCar's racing is broadcast worldwide around the city. So you're going to get a positive impact for the city of DC for all over the world, and you're going to get the citizens are getting a free 2-hour commercial.
Look, you're going to have 140,000 fans somewhere down here. I don't know where they're all going to go.
Each day.
Yeah. So a chance for 300,000 people to see this race in person. But for DC residents, what do they get out of it?
Well, I think what they're getting out of it is the fact that we're showcasing their city big time around the world. We're showcasing this city in ways you'll never see again. You're never going to see a race on the city streets.
You're not willing to do it again?
The mayor keeps asking me to do a multi-year deal. The president has asked me to do a multi-year deal. I'm saying, let's see how it goes this year.